And welcome everyone to the Riverside County Board Brief as we give you a brief look at what took place during today's Riverside County Board of Supervisors meeting. My name is Pep Fernandez, and joining us here at the top of the show, Mike Walsh from Housing and Workforce Solutions. Mike, good to see you again.
Good to see you, Pep.
You were in front of the board quite a bit today, talking a lot about the Oasis Mobile Home Park out in District 4 out in the Coachella Valley area for a couple different reasons. We'll start with how about the clean drinking water?
Yeah, today we talked about the County of Riverside entering into an agreement with the State of California to provide additional water. As we've talked to you all before, that we provide the water about 2 gallons a day, and that's all funded through the State Department of Water Boards. And so we're so happy with the partnership we have with the State of California that allows us to continue that delivery of water through the end of this year, and if needed, we can extend it on beyond that.
Now, I know the county and specifically your team has been going, this is an ongoing thing to help the folks out there at Oasis Mobile Home Park, not only with the clean water, but also the relocation of the people to move them out of the Oasis Mobile Home Park. Where do we stand on that, Mike?
Right now, we have under 200 people in the park, and we've relocated out 72 households, so that's roughly 350 household members. What we're really excited about today is a question that the residents have been asking for a long time, was greater level of flexibility on where they could actually move to. So today the board approved in the adoption of the Oasis Homeownership Opportunity Program, or known as OHOP. So you can thank Leah Rodriguez and our team for coming up with the name. But this will offer up to a $100,000 grant for families to use as down payment assistance to buy a new mobile home, to relocate their existing mobile home to a land that they may own, but really just trying to find the greatest level of flexibility, because we have over 200 families that live out at that park, and those are 200 individual situations, and a one-size-fits-all approach isn't going to work for the residents out there.
And we're looking at a little bit of video from the Oasis Mobile Home Park. So, Mike, my final question was, and you just hit on it, was what exactly happened today during the board meeting? Was it just the approval of the funding to move forward with these things?
It was not just the approval of the funding, but also the adoption of the guidelines. And those guidelines, we've taken months of going out in community meetings and really listening to the residents and hearing what their actually concerns were, and making sure that the guidelines were as flexible as possible to really meet the needs of the community there.
All right, very good. There's Mike Walsh on camera in front of the Board of Supervisors today on a variety of different subjects, all involving the Oasis Mobile Home Park. So thank you so much, Mike.
Thanks,
really appreciate the time here on the Riverside County Board Brief. All right, let's head back out to District 4 for another piece of video as we were talking about Ranchos out there. It's property owners out there who want to utilize their space to have a venue to invite people out to celebrate quinceañeras, weddings, different sorts of festivities out there. And they want to adopt a new ordinance revolving around noise levels. Now, this will be countywide, but specifically today, we had a lot of folks on online for public comment, as well as in person. You can see our Jauska Machado there on the right, helping those translate who wanted to come in person and express their feelings to the Board of Supervisors. Here's a little bit more from Supervisor Perez. Again, many of those folks coming from District 4. So Supervisor Perez talking more about this proposed ordinance.
I think it's obviously time overdue. Unfortunately, we went through a process of a couple of years, and that should be no excuse to move forward with an ordinance. And I do look forward to meeting with folks in our communities to really discuss what an ordinance will look like from the ground up, not from the top down. And that's what I'm hoping for. Now, mind you, this is an ordinance that's countywide. And even though we have our struggles in the Eastern Coachella Valley, there are other struggles in the 5th District, there are other struggles in the 3rd District, and the 2nd District, and the 1st District. So whatever it is that we come up with has to have some sort of balance.
All right, again, that was Supervisor V. Manuel Perez in District 4. We had a couple of presentations during the board meeting today, one of them for the Volunteers of the Year. Let's take a look at a group photo, all of them representing all 5 districts being honored today during the board meeting. From District 1, that was Aaron Fairfax from Santa Rosa Plateau Fire Watch Volunteer Group. District 2, Lori Gwynn, she helps with kids in the Corona Norco Unified School District, and also the Chinese American Volunteer Association. District 4 was Sergeant Major Coker and his Reaching New Heights program. program to assist veterans. District 4, Guillermo Sanchez, one of our planning commissioners, also heavily involved in the art scene out there in the Coachella Valley, volunteering out there. And TODEC, also from District 4, they're advocates for farm workers and immigrants. And finally, in District 5, My City Youth Center, they help at-risk youth with some great after-school programs and activities out there in the Hemet-San Jacinto area. Here's a little bit more from the Volunteers of the Year with Supervisor Karen Spiegel.
Glad you're here to join us in celebrating some very special members of our communities. Each one of us had the opportunity to solicit for volunteers, and my district had a large number of responses, both for individuals and nonprofit organizations. So this is something that we take very serious in a way of saying thank you to those that go above and beyond. Volunteerism has been something that has been in the United States since we became a country. And that's how we have built it through working, whether it's through church or through your community or whatever your organization is. But nonprofits are an important entity, and you have seen this board support nonprofits, particularly during COVID, because we know the value.
And that was Supervisor Karen Spiegel. And finally, on this edition of the board brief, we'd like to close with another family member here from the county. And this one's going out to K-9 Rudy. Let's take a look at Rudy and his handler. Rudy unfortunately succumbed to some injuries while he and his sheriff's team were searching for a warranted suspect. He sustained injuries and later succumbed to those injuries back on April 14th, so just a couple of days ago if you're watching the board brief live. So we wanted to close our show today in memory of K-9 Rudy from the Riverside County Sheriff's Department. That's going to do it for this edition of the board brief. My name is Pep Fernandez, and we will see you next time.